Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I'm late. Oh, no, I'm not late. I talked about this on my live stream, but I just had to come back through because today has been one of those crazy, crazy days um, out there between what's up. I'm just going crazy today. Miss Jackie is sending me a couple of messages and stuff, and I wish I could stop and read those right now. But it's just been a crazy day with the whole Emmitt Smith situation. And I've been sitting here thinking about this. I had to work, take care of business and stuff. But I wanted to think about the whole situation. In some regards, I'm going to try and play devil's advocate and play both sides of this because there's two sides of the equation. There's the team side of it that has the money that wants to build a team and get a Super Bowl. And then there's the player side of it. So I'm going to try and take what Emmitt Smith took and look at it from his point of view of the team's side because basically I'm thinking that he is on the team's part because he is, of course, a Dallas Cowboy, former player, Hall of Famer, and a guy who wants to see the Cowboys back in the Super Bowl, and also a good friend of Jerry Jones. And once you're in that fraternity and that Super Bowl ring and stuff, you're part of the inner. Get what he's saying from his heart that what he really wants to see is the Dallas Cowboys get that Super Bowl again. So that way we can be back on top of the world. I get what he's saying, and it does make sense when you say, you know what, if you go ahead and you give us some of that money back, that maybe we can get another player to help us out. Maybe another, defensive tackle or, another tight end that's going to be a game changer. That sounds good in theory, provided that's what the team is going to do with that money. On the flip side of this, how you doing, Tommy? Trade that. See, I don't want to say that Tyson Blackman. I don't want to say that you're an idiot, but Dak Prescott's a free agent. How are you going to trade a free agent? That means you have to get a deal. You have to at least get him to sign a franchise tag and be willing to go. And you're not even serious when you say trade him for a cheeseburger. See, that is just being a stupid ass troll. I could see if you actually had a plan and a mind and something to add. Because, see, this channel is not about being a jackass, even though we have lots of Eagle fans that are just jackasses. We're actually trying to have a real discussion here. So you can either say something that is worthwhile and add to the conversation, or you can just go play grab ass someplace else. How about that? Okay? Okay? You got it? Because, see, you choose to be where you want. No hard feelings. $60 million, $60 million. But I look at where the market is going to be irrelevant in 2 years because the dynamics have changed in football. Okay? The dynamics have changed because what you pay quarterbacks now, today, is going to be peanuts because there's a lot of guys that are going to get paid. And quarterback compensation has never gone down. You're sitting here looking at Jameis Winston's probably going to get $30 million. Jameis Winston. Oh, there we go. See if we can get. I think the fire's messing with the thing here. Jameis Winston's going to get $30 million. Drew Brees coming back is going to get like who's worth a deal. You should settle for $28 million, even though after Kirk Cousins, Matty Ice got 30, Russell Wilson got 35. Big Ben got 34. Aaron Rodgers got 33. Jared Goff got 33. Carson Wentz got 33. So let me see if I get this straight. Because see, if other players were doing that, I'd say, okay, yeah. See, look what Carson Wentz is doing. Because Let me think of just play with me or just follow me here for a second. Video is unwatchable. Hold on, hold on. Let me do something here real quick. Let's see if it stops lagging. I may need to restart it. Hold up, or restart my. Hang on 1 second here. Is that better? Hold up. Let's see if that stops the lagging. Yeah, well, see, Bob, here's the thing, Bob. The funny thing is this. That was actually satire. He put that in there to grab people's attention. And if you actually watch it, you'll find out that it was like, okay, I got you. Aha. Okay, so let me see if I get this straight. So, Matty Ice was the first $30 million man. Matty Ice came off the Super Bowl, in which case he threw up all over himself. He threw up all over himself and gave up the biggest lead ever. And he got $30 million. Then you had Aaron Rodgers get 33. Now you can say, Aaron Rodgers, hey buddy, listen, you are the bad man. You got that Super Bowl ring. Mr. Right Antoine, how you doing, man? What's up? You got that ring. But here's the thing. Our team is getting old, and we need to replace them. How about this? You've already made quite a bit of money. How about you take a team-friendly deal so we can surround you with some more players? Did he take a team-friendly deal? No. He got himself now the highest contract. So, then you had Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, you got commercials. You got a Super Bowl. You were in a second Super Bowl. Our defense that helped you out quite a bit when we got those other Super Bowls. We had a great defense, Russell. You know we had a great defense and a team around you. You know we had beast mode and stuff. How about this, man? Russell, we need to keep some of these players on the defense. And we need to bring some more in, some new blood. And you got Sierra. Dude, you're the richest man in the world. How about you give us a team-friendly deal so we get some more talent around you? Come on, man. Russell Wilson not only became the highest paid, he became the highest paid by $2 million more a year. Okay. But he probably said, listen, and this was after he already had an $87 million contract. Let me say that again. This was after Russell Wilson had finished an $87 million contract. If anybody could afford to give a discount, maybe it should have been Russell Wilson. He made $87 million on his last deal. He's like, nah, shorty, I'll get paid. And by the way, you got until the 15th of April to get my shit to bring me my money by April 15th, or you will never ever see me sign another deal with you. That was after he got paid $87 million. $87 million he already had made. $87 million. And said, nah, man, you ain't getting no discount. Screw you. Get me my, no, he said, bitch better have my money. That's what he said to Seattle. Bitch better have my money. Ain't no discounts. We ain't franchise tagging. You bitch have my money. Okay, hey, okay, it's cool, Russell. It's cool. We'll give you your money. And clearly he could use some more people around him because he's still not winning Super Bowls with all the money, right? So then you got Big Ben. Big Ben. You know, buddy, you got yourself a couple rings there, and you're getting old, Big Ben. Big Ben, you're getting old, buddy, right? We can use a little cash to hold on to AB and Le'Veon Bell. And what we can try and do with that cash is we try and get you one more ring before you exit, man. Why don't you hook a brother up? Look out, be the team player. You know, Big Ben, you got more money right now than you can spend, more than your kids can spend. Hell, their grandkids, they're going to be taken care of. How about you give us a team discount? Because, hey, we're Pittsburgh. We're blue collar, buddy. Give us a break, a home team discount, right? No, I'll take 34 million a year. I'll take 34 million a year. Hey, Carson Wentz, not taking a discount for pride and get the money. My boy, thank you, Antoine. I'm sorry I didn't get all of that. Let me pull the camera a little closer here. Jared Goff. I'm sorry, Carson Wentz. Hey, Carson. Man, look, you know what? Carson, you got a ring. You didn't actually have to play the games in there to go ahead and get that ring. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you got a baby, but you didn't have to carry all 9 months. Somebody else carried the baby for you, but you got the ring. You got the baby. So, Carson, listen. We had to spend all the extra money on Nick Foles. Nick Foles. Remember Nick Foles, right? He's the guy with the statue out front. Nick Foles, the guy with the statue out front. And he's the guy who you can say that you got 2 division crowns because when you were sucking in 2018 and were 5-6 and couldn't beat good teams, Nick Foles came through and he got us 3 more wins that got us in the playoffs. Right? That guy. Yeah, that guy. We had to drop some money on him, man. We need to replace some players on this team because we won the Super Bowl. Okay, you got the ring, you got the notoriety and everything else. You never have to worry about losing that ring. But what we want to do is we want to try and continue this run. So we're going to have some problems because we have a lot of aging veterans. How about you leave some money on the table for some of these other guys since somebody else did a lot of the lifting for that baby that you got, right? Right? Did he give them a discount? Did he give them a handicap discount because I can't seem to make it through a season without getting hurt? He played, because they keep telling me, oh, well, Carson Wentz, he played in the playoff. Yeah, he played for almost a quarter before he bumped his head. So did he give a discount? No. Okay, all right. So let me see if I got this right. So wait, hold on. Then we get Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Now you can say, hey man, he been to a Super Bowl. But then they say, hey Jared, buddy, listen. You sucked ass in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, buddy. We got 3 points. You had 2 wide open receivers and you were late. You were late. And since that Super Bowl, buddy, you haven't been looking that good. With Todd Gurley not being the same guy, it seems like we need to have some guys around you. And when we kind of sold everything to try and shoot for that year, we gave away our #1 picks for this year and next year. And, we had to pay Aaron Donald and we paid Gurley. And how about you go ahead and we got we traded for Jalen Ramsey. And we're going to have to pay him too. Jared, how about you cut us a little deal? Why don't you settle for about 28 million a year? How about that? Can you help? Can you we're Rams, man. We're Rams. We're family. We're a team. We want to get you back to the Super Bowl, right? Right? Can you give us a break? You were a number one pick. You did get that number one pick money. Yeah, you got that 25 in the back. So what's the difference of $7 million or $5 million to you? Just come on, give us a break. Did he give him a break? Did any quarterback out there give him a break? And for Emmitt Smith to be the one who's saying this, the same guy who held out after winning the Super Bowl, the same guy who held out 2 games to the Super Bowl, he wasn't thinking about the team when he was holding out. He didn't say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and leave some money on the table because I'm a team player. He didn't do that. When it came to Zeke Elliott getting his money, he didn't say, you know what, Zeke, you should be in camp, man. You should be in camp and be a team player. No, he said, well, they're going to be devaluing the running back position. He should go out and get his. Here's the funny thing. Let me go through here. Because as I look at it, hold up. I want to make sure I have my numbers right to be able to show you guys. Okay. Because when DeMarcus Lawrence, let's see if I got this straight now. I don't know if you guys can see this, but see, D-Law, oops, damn. Oh, I fucked it up. Excuse my language. D-Law didn't say, you know what? I had the franchise tag. I got a good chunk of money. I could be okay with, say, $18, $19 million. I'm going to leave some money on the table for some other guys. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a team player. I'm going to be a team player, and I'm not going to look to get max money. Right? Here it is. So DeMarcus Lawrence is second. You probably can't see it because it's too bright. But he's second in the highest paid Dallas Cowboy player in history at $105 million total value, $21 million a year, $65 million guaranteed. Fully guaranteed, 48. He didn't say, if I take about $3 million less, we're still going to be okay. Antoine, thank you very much, man. Market or talent deserves the money. It's both, really. But the market thing that you guys don't take into consideration, too, is that the market continues to rise. From the first salary cap of $32 million, we're at $197 million. It's the cost of living increases, and it's also supply and demand. There's a lot of demand for really good quarterbacks and very little supply. So that makes it a whole lot more. And you see teams that are right now, did Emmitt say when Romo was about to get paid, how about D-Law and Zeke? Nope. No, he didn't. That's where I have to take a little bit from him and say, pot, meet, kettle, because you didn't do this yourself. You didn't suggest that Zeke Elliott do this. You didn't suggest that DeMarcus Lawrence. And here's the thing. Here's the part that really kind of gets to me when I think about this. I can understand if you said that to say Zeke, you got a 5th-year option. That's worth like $11 million or whatever it is. Okay, you've made some money. I could understand if he said that to D-Law, say, hey, D-Law, listen, man, we're trying to make a run and get the Cowboys back where we are. You've made some money. But your quarterback has made on average $1 million a year. That's it. That is the most underpaid player in the NFL. Whether or not you think that he's a franchise quarterback or not, you got backup quarterbacks that are making more than that a year. Backup, our punter made more money than Dak Prescott. Jeff Heath made more money than Dak Prescott. Robert Smith, uh, this has got no. This has got nothing to do with love. Okay, so Antoine, Zeke had got his. Quarterbacks gets more. Thank you, Antoine. That's what I'm saying. Listen, it's got nothing. I would say the same thing. Listen, I'm gonna say the same thing about Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, you could make a case for Pat Mahomes saying the same thing to Pat Mahomes. Hey, Pat, you just won the Super Bowl. You're the face of the NFL right now. You're gonna get a lot of endorsements. We got $13 million to pay everybody, including you, and we have 27 free agents. Maybe you should take a team-friendly deal. Is anybody saying that about Pat Mahomes? They're not. And the reality is you're going to see very few contracts now under $30 million for quarterbacks. Period. Mark, they're trying to back Burner Dak because he has all these endorsements. And that's the thing that kills me. You know what? So let's say I'm making some money on YouTube. Does that mean that when I go do a job for somebody, a contract, I go to build a house for them, that they say, hey man, you're making money on YouTube, so you should take a discount? What? Yeah, man. I see you got like 27,000 subscribers, man. You got that job going. So, why don't you go ahead and just build those bookcases for me and just charge me for materials? You got money from elsewhere. What? What? What does that have to do with this job? What does that have to do with what's paying me the going rate? And and excuse me, I don't know if Miss Jackie's here, all you mother humpers out there that are saying he should take a discount, I want you to go to work tomorrow and tell your company, you know what? I know that you're paying me the same amount of money as everybody else, but you know what? I'm going to give you a 25% discount. I'm going to take 25% less money because I'm a team player, okay? And besides, I got a part-time job. I'm making money at my part-time job, so you don't have to pay me as much. And unless you are willing to do that, do not tell somebody else to do the opposite. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. Wait, what was that? Wait, let me go back here. Wait. Somebody said something in there. That right. This is the thing that drives me. I had okay. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I've got an addiction. I enjoy trolling the trolls. They think they're trolling me and making me look stupid. But I like to take and twist. I like to twist them around a little bit to the point where they get flustered. And they just tell me, you should just shut up. Why don't you go pay Dak Prescott? Because you talk about him too much. It's like, oh, do you really want to start this now? Do you really? Oh, no, but no, Edgar. No. Edgar, it's the same thing. Now, how is it different? What you're telling him is because you have another job that pays you well, then you should take less money when nobody else is. It's the same thing. It's all relative. It's like when you hear. I understand that you hear a guy buy, a $10 million house, but if they're making $100 million, it's the same thing relative to you and me. Okay? I get a $50 ticket. Well, that's like a $5,000 ticket to them. It's still relative. But you can't, then how can you tell somebody to do something you're not willing to do either? See, that's where I look at business, okay? I'm a grunt. I love to work hard. I love getting dirt under my nails and getting dusty and everything else. Because at the end of the day, I can look up and I can say, I built that wall. That looks good because of what I did. I take pride in that. And I will never, ever ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. You will not accept less money on your job because you're saying, you know what, let's say your company is in financial problems because they mismanaged it. They screwed up some deals. They paid out too much money. The inventory was screwed up. Somebody busted into the place and stole all the stuff. Do you turn around and say, I feel bad for you? Let me help you out by not getting paid. I feel bad for you. And if you are Dak Prescott, you say, I understand that what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but why didn't you have that mentality when it came to Zeke? Zeke still had 2 more years left of his contract that, oh, by the way, was paying him, like 4 times what I've made in my career. You didn't tell him that, what, Zeke, you got your contract, you ain't getting no more money. No, you paid him the most ever in running back. The most ever, $15 million a year. That's what you did for him. You paid DeMarcus Lawrence number 2 money, number 4 as far as edge rusher in a 4-3. He's the highest paid. You busted the bank on those 2 guys. And now you're telling me that I should go ahead and be the one that basically the money you're taking from me went to go ahead and take care of your mistakes over here. That's what you're saying. And see, you're just being a jackass, Mike. Paying $50 million. No, I'm not saying paying $50 million a year. But I'll be damned if I'm Dak Prescott, if I'm going to go ahead and take less money than Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. Why should I take less money than those guys? Well, the amazing thing is, here's the funny part. Pat Mahomes, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, they all have the same agent. So, why is it we believe that one guy should be paid less than everybody else? Because they're better? Because they're both better? Oh, you know what? Okay, you can believe what you want to believe. Go ahead. Because they're both better. I'll look at statistics and I'll look at the wins on the field. I'll say Dak Prescott is 5-3 against Carson Wentz. I will say that Dak Prescott definitely had a better season than Jared Goff did last year. I will say that Jared Goff had about 3/4 of one good season thus far in his career. That's it. 3/4 of one great season. So there's no way in the world I'm going to say Jared Goff is better than Dak Prescott. His numbers aren't even close. I know they went to a Super Bowl, but you got to look at Todd Gurley. You got to look at that defense. You got to look at the whiz kid coach that they had. I had Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett. Yeah, that guy. That guy. And oh. What the Cowboys were doing before I came here to get paid, if what they were doing was working. From what I see, you've been doing for the last 25 years, or we'll say the 21 years before I came here, it ain't been getting you to the promised land. It's made you a lot of money where you can spend $350 million on a yacht, or sorry, $250 million on a yacht. I see it makes you the most valuable franchise in the history of football. But that $77 million that you have in cap space, the reason you have it is because you didn't pay me. I afforded you that ability to get out of cap hell where you used to be $25 million in the red. I came in here and I took a team. I took a team that was 4-12, and I have not had a losing season. And you want to nickel and dime me. Um, I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Marcus Masher had posted about the quarterbacks from the time Troy Aikman retired until we had Tony Romo as a starter. Collectively, their QBR was like 73. And I think they had like 136 interceptions to like 70 touchdown passes. We can go back to those days if you want. If you want to go ahead and say let Dak walk, and let's see if we can trade for 2 number ones, and let's draft a guy, because what that says is we're rebuilding. Chris Kenmore, here's some coffee. Great job with the remodel. As for Wentz, Ginger, Jesus, I never hear Carson's a top 3. Well, there you go. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, and that's where let's go through here, because we say, well, Dak is not a top 5 quarterback. So you're saying Carson Wentz is? Are you saying Jared Goff is? I I don't see that. Yeah, Dak's gonna get his money, and here's where you guys gonna lose your mind, just like you did earlier when Gil Brandt put his listing of quarterbacks for the Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach, number 1. Troy Aikman, number 2. Dak, 3? Say it isn't so. Dak Prescott, you got listed at 3? And then you had Danny White. He didn't have Tony Romo till 5. 5. I was like, wait a minute, I wasn't even ready to go there yet. And you know what, Robert? Listen, I say pay him $5 more than Carson Wentz. Call it a day. I'm good with that. I'm not out here saying, because some people are saying, well, you want to pay $50 million. I don't want to pay $50 million a year, not unless he wants to give me 15 of it. Hey, Dak, let me hold. Can I hold something, man? Can I hold something? Come on, man. We got 40 wins, second most wins in 4 years. You got almost 16,000 yards, 97 touchdown passes, 21 rushing touchdowns. You got more yards in 4 years than everybody in the history of football except for 2 guys, Dan Marino and Peyton Manning. And if you put together rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns, he's 3rd on the list. Oh my God, not with the Dak is inaccurate. Oh my God, here we go. Then explain to me how come Amari Cooper has a career year with Dak Prescott. Explain to me how Randall Cobb has best year since 2014. Explain to me how Michael Gallup, who was a 3rd-round draft wide receiver, has over 1,000 yards and averaged 16.3 yards per reception with a guy who's inaccurate. Not on the slant. Randy, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Okay. Look, my dog's over here like, what? He's looking at me like, what the fuck? Troy Aikman said, you're either born with accuracy or you don't have it. You know what? It's also funny that he backtracked on that too. That Dak Prescott is really good and deserves to get paid. How about that one? And it's not like Troy Aikman hasn't said some things that you scratch your head about. Didn't he say that they need to blow up the whole Dallas Cowboys situation, that they're done, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later it was like, oh yeah, they're doing good now they turned it around. You know, Troy Aikman has had quite a few concussions in there. Come on, man. Dak deserve. Thank you very much, Randy Marsh. Most of the TDs are on slants and wide receivers 40 yards to the house. Um, why do you here keep a bleeping like yo? Oh, bleeping? Oh, it might be that there's messages coming in. Let me see. Where am I? Hold up, hold up. Maybe I can see the comments a little bit better. If hopefully it's not still lagging. I'm sitting outside on my deck, and so sometimes the Wi-Fi works better than others. Well, it's not getting deleted by me. That would be the and you know don't mods don't be too quick yet. Don't be too quick. Let them troll. Let them troll a little bit, okay? I think I need to reboot my Wi-Fi. Hang on 1 second. Just hold up 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold up. Antoine, you ain't got this Dak situation handled yet, bro. It's exhausting. Dak thinks the trolls suck. Yeah, I know, but hold up. Had to reboot my Wi-Fi. Okay. Sometimes, because it's outside, I got a block wall that's here. Sometimes the signal's not real good, and so you have to. It's better to reboot it from time to time, and it'll usually help the signal. So let's see if that did that. Or sometimes it gets from the upstairs. Dak deserves his money. I have to agree with you on that full-heartedly. Um, well, see, here's the thing. I know a lot of people keep thinking, well, you were just a Dak Prescott fan, but I'm telling you, the best thing the Dallas Cowboys could do, if you're talking about trying to keep the team together, is pay Dak, get that contract done. Okay, Susie and Fernando. I'm live, so don't try and call him while I'm live. Um, Still trying to get. Still rebooting. Dak is a grown ass man and a leader. Best thing going. Um, it has been definitely drugged out way too long. Hope there's no salary cap. Well, unfortunately, it's salary cap. We have to deal with it, whether we want to or not. We got to deal with that whole situation. Um, 30 million and 25 cents. Yes, see if he can stay healthy. I'd say he's been healthier than Carson Wentz. Dak and his agent can kick. Okay, Dak Mark. We got the work. Oh my God. See, Tara. See, you can't talk about that stuff. You can't talk about the special teams being a problem. You can't talk about the coaching being a problem. You can't talk about the defense being a problem. It's only Dak. Don't you know that? Dak Prescott is the bane of our existence. If that's what they keep telling us, anybody would be better than Dak. Dak, trash guy. Dink and dunk Dak. Dak just sucks. Enough. Our punter put the team on the 50-yard line every time. Yeah. And our punter, by the way, made more money. Part is. That is the funny part. Still can't seem to get. Okay, that's a little bit better. Hold up. Let's see. Think. Every time, yeah. And our punter. Okay, I think that's better. 40 easy. I'm not saying pay 40. But see, listen. Out here. For those who say just franchise tag him, then your problem is that's a hard number. That means then you're paying that $33 million. There is no, separating that. There is no, backloading it or front loading that. Go ahead and sign him to a 4-year deal, 3-year deal, whatever. It's going to be part of your signing bonus. And then we can go ahead and, put some of that money down the road when the salary cap will be higher. Then, let's say you got a $25 million hit. That's not so hard to go ahead and be palatable, because now you can use a franchise tag on Amari Cooper. That number is about $17 million if you can't work out a long-term deal. And then you can use a transition tag on Byron Jones, and maybe somebody decides we'll give you some picks for that guy. And now you got some picks, or you get Byron Jones at a reduced level. You got Amari Cooper, you got Dak Prescott, and you still have money to work on the team. Tracy, what was the record? People who talk about, oh, well, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, they were, 8-8 this year. He couldn't lead them to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers the year before was 6-9 and 1, right? He was 6-9 and 1. He didn't lead his team to even a winning record or the playoffs, right? You got that, right? You do know that last year, Dak beat Russell Wilson in the playoffs too, right? You do understand that quarterbacks have good years, or excuse me, teams have good, no team since 2003 and 2004. That you understand that, right? That even though Eli Manning won this in the next year, you understand that, right? You understand that Tony Romo never won the division back-to-back. You understand that Tony Romo only had 3 winning seasons in his career, right? You understand that Tony Romo had 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, and got paid, right? You understand these things. You do realize these things as you go through and say, don't pay that guy. Because every argument that somebody has made about why you don't pay Dak Prescott, sorry, there's a counter for it. And if everybody $30 million range, then it's not a handicap anymore. You realize that, right? If everybody, it's kind of like NASCAR. They have the governors on the cars, so that way everybody can only go the maximum speed that everybody else can go. Well, paying a quarterback in the $30 million range is that same governor that everybody else has to do. You've got Seattle having to do that. You've got the Steelers having to do that. You've got the Rams having to do that. You've got Philadelphia having to do that. You've got Atlanta having to do that. You got Green Bay having to do that, right? Those guys. Kansas City and Houston is going to have to do that. And if the Cowboys do, that's a third of the league already that has to do the same thing. Oh, and Tom Brady is already talking about 30+ million, and they're talking about that with Drew Brees. So now you've got 11 teams that are all going to be in the 30 million range. So if everybody has to be in that range, and Jameis Winston, he's looking for about 30. Jacoby Brissett, who won't be a starter next year, he got 27 this year. Kirk Cousins only has 1 year left of his deal. Do you think he's going to take less than $30 million? And when Josh Allen and those guys come up for their deals, do you think that they're married? So how is it that it's going to hamper us? Everybody wants to be in that $30 million range. And they understand what you're saying, Emmitt. We hear what you're saying, but you know what? You got yours, buddy. You got yours. And all the guys on my team, they got theirs. And guess what? The NFL, ooh, they're really going to get theirs because they are about to blow the roof off the sucker with this new CBA agreement. And as soon as that's done, they're going to renegotiate the television contracts. And hopefully, DirecTV won't have the lockdown on the Sunday ticket. NFL, can you do something about that? I had no problem paying. I just don't want to have DirecTV and Verizon. I'm sorry. Because, DirecTV got that problem when it rains. I ain't trying to have problems when it rains. It rains a lot out here. I ain't trying to have that problem. I don't want to pay for cable with DirecTV and with Verizon. So that whole situation, they're going to have a 17th game. That's an additional $2.5 billion for that extra game. They're going to have gambling money. Dan Snyder is actually working with Maryland to try and get gambling permits in the stadium. In the stadium. Think about that. You're going to be able to go into the new Redskin Stadium. Thank God they need one. And you can be able to say, you know what? I'm going to put $100 on the Cowboys. Do you know how much money they will rake in if they are able to make legalized gambling in the stadium? I'll give you an example. This year at the Super Bowl, they have a 50-50 raffle. This is new. United Way was part of this for the Pro Bowl one. The Pro Bowl one didn't make that much money. But they were going around, they had people walking around carrying signs. 50-50 raffle. I was like, 50-50 raffle? Yeah. 50% goes to charity. The other 50% goes to fees. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. The other 50% goes to you. I was like, 50-50, yeah. So it's like you put $10 on it, or $50, or $100 on it. 50-50 raffle. And they just did this at the Super Bowl. So all the people who were there at the Super Bowl, it was like $380,000. Just having people walk around saying 50-50 raffle. If you're able to do legalized gambling at the stadium, add that to that revenue share the player's going to get. The pay is about to go off. But you have to pay Dak. Sal, have to agree with you on that one. And here's truly a team guy. But I got to tell you, if I'm Dak Prescott, and I know that this is the last year of my deal, and I'm only getting $2 million for the season, whereas Carson Wentz is getting $2 million a game. Let me say that again. I'm getting $2 million for the whole season. Carson Wentz is getting more than $2 million a game. I'm not sure that I really want to run that football and risk my future earnings. I'm not sure that I want to risk last time I ever get a paycheck. You don't think that was in the back of Dak Prescott's head? You don't honestly believe that, do you? That he would say, you know what, I'm not worried about it. If I get messed up, the Dallas Cowboys will take care of me for the rest of my life. Come on, man. Let's be for real here. This is business. It's business. I just wanted to come out here because the weather was actually halfway decent. Oh, there we go. Not change that. It's going to be part of your signing bonus. Oh. And then we can go ahead and... Okay, so it is working. Okay, so I rebooted my shit. And now it appears it is working. Hopefully it's not buffering too much over there for you guys. Don't feed the trolls, Tara. It's kind of hard, man. The trolls, they live on my block here. They love coming in here and talking smack, but it's okay. I'm a grown ass man and I can handle myself. Here, I am so sick of hearing that practice squad guys beat them. Well, you know what? We had a Dallas Cowboy team that was basically nobodies that ended up beating the Redskins when they were 1-15. That shit happens because in any given Sunday you can win or lose the game. It's yeah. Carson Wentz was a top 2 pick. They had to pay him. Dak wasn't, so they don't. Kirk Cousins was a $4,000 a year guaranteed. I'm just trying to understand why it is that so many people are so hell bent against Dak Prescott getting a fair salary. I'm just trying to understand why. You would think that each and every one of you guys, it was taking money out your bank account. Is it taking money out your bank account? But fourth rounders don't have the perks. They certainly don't have the pay. Define fair. More than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. That's all I'm saying. I say $34 million, we're good. That's my personal opinion. And it really depends, because here's the thing. Everybody keeps saying, he's asking for $40 million. No, he's not actually asking 40. What he turned down was the fact that he was getting less guaranteed money than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. That's what he turned down. Because basically, here's the thing. You guys say franchise tag him. Well, if you franchise tag him for 2 years, basically you're paying him $70 million plus, depending on what happens with the other guys. So if you're going to pay me $70 million for 2 years, why should I sign a deal that's only $20 million more that locks me in? Why should I go ahead? Because that's all it would have been. So that's basically saying that if you franchise tag me for this year's 33 or more, depending on what happens to CBA, okay, then you have to pay 120%. You're only going to guarantee $90 million, then you're not even doing what would be a 3-year deal. You're basically paying 2.5 years. So why am I going to take a deal that you're going to commit me to 3 years or 4 years? I'm sorry, 4 years. You're going to commit me to 4 years, but really, you're only committing to 2.5 years of paying me. That's a big difference. Whereas you have $120 million or 117 like Jared Goff or 110, whatever it is, then you're guaranteed of paying me for 3 years. That's the difference. It's not that now Cowboys keep messing around. It will be $40 million. The longer this goes, I said last year, I sat here, right here and said, the clock is ticking. Get the deal done before Russell Wilson, or it's going to cost you a lot more money. And you know what you guys did? Pay Dak Prescott. You're stupid. You're an idiot. Screw Dak. Make him prove it. Well, you made him prove it, and now you're talking about 35 to 40. Don't let Pat Mahomes get his deal. I'm going to say the same thing I said last year sitting right here. Don't let Pat Mahomes get his deal, because if you do, the price goes up again. Tracy, actually, I don't sleep much to begin with. I'm not losing any sleep over it. It's just nice. Excuse me. It's actually just nice to have something to talk with my friends. You guys are my friends, and I love having conversations with you guys. And I love arguing. My wife actually says, you could sit there and you could argue with a brick wall, couldn't you? I know you can. She said, I believe you could stay up all night arguing to a brick wall. I said, honey, you've been watching me in the middle of the night? can't tolerate somebody else's opinion. Randy, you're still here, aren't you? Have you seen me touch the block? Have you seen me go over here, up your block? I'm listening to you. But here's the thing. You know what? Randy. You know we're in America here, right? We're in America where we have freedom here on YouTube. So this is YouTube. You want within reason. You know, you can't make, child porn or, violence or hate speech. You make a channel to whatever you want, and you control what you put on there within reason, which means you can talk about what you want. You can choose who you want to have on. You can listen to the opinions that you want to listen to. So, you have the option to be here and listen to or drink the Kool-Aid that I'm serving and listen to it. You can choose not to be here talking and listening to the things that I have. You don't have to listen to my opinions. Believe me, I am not the only game in town. There are, last I counted, like 90 some Dallas Cowboy YouTube channels. There's a lot of Eagle channels, not so much for Redskins, but there's a few. And there's some giant ones too. Although the giant ones, you got Bad Dog who's really good. And then you got that cold piss guy who's crazy. He's crazy. Who's lying to you. Okay? This is my channel with my opinions and thoughts on it. I'm going to give you what I think. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and give you something that I don't believe. I believe the Dallas Cowboys should do the right thing and pay the quarterback. The same way they paid DeMarcus Lawrence, the same way they paid Zeke Elliott. It's not a matter of them not being able to do that if they want to do it. But the Dallas Cowboys, you got to understand, what they love is this drama. You can't tell me that they didn't put Michael Irvin up to saying that significant people were talking about Dak Prescott. Because what happened there at the Super Bowl, right after it, everybody's talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. You can't tell me they didn't tell Gil Brandt to go ahead and say, hey, Gil, why don't you go ahead and tweet out there your top 5 quarterbacks and put Tony Romo at the end? Because guess what? People start talking about that. You can't tell me that the Dallas Cowboys, not like anybody else, everybody else goes ahead and they just pay the guy and then we deal with it after the fact, that they put all this up, they draw it out because we all talk about it. We thirst for it. We go crazy about the Dallas Cowboys. Paul, thank you very much for the super chat. Will Amari hold out or sign the tag? Opinion, please. I think he'd actually sign the tag. He could hold out for so long, but sooner or later, he's going to have to, you could go ahead and sit out, but then they still own your rights. So I don't see, nobody's, other than Le'Veon Bell, and we see how that worked out. Understand that the Dallas Cowboys, they may not know about winning Super Bowls anymore, but they know about making money. They know about publicity. Most talked about team. They're the MVP when it comes to off-season drama. And every year, there's somebody who's the off-season drama. Last year, it was Dak and Zeke and DeMarcus Lawrence. Before that, it was Zeke drama, of course, always in the news. Before that, it was Dez Bryant, Tony Romo drama. It's always drama. Every year, we're always here in the same place. So am I losing sleep on whether or not Dak Prescott will get paid? No, because I know he'll eventually get his money. That's what Cowboys do. I'm just enjoying talking to you guys about it and seeing how people literally will lose their minds. People are going crazy because, oh my God, you talked about St. Tony. How can you not have Tony Romo as the number 1 quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys? He owns all the records. Well, guess what? If Dak Prescott plays 6 more years, he's going to have Tony Romo's passing record. If he plays 7 more years, he's going to have his touchdown record. 7 more years. It's only playing until he's 33. Now, the question will be with this new coaching staff, and now you don't have the excuse of Jason Garrett. You don't have that excuse. You've got a guy who's worked with Joe Montana, with Brett Favre, and with Aaron Rodgers, and it's got a Super Bowl ring. We don't have the excuse of Jason Garrett and poor coaching and all that. Now, we're going to see what we really have to see. In the meantime, it behooves you to pay your quarterback so that way he doesn't have to have a part-time job out here hawking every damn thing. That he can just focus in on being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and doesn't have to worry about if I go running and get my leg broken that I'm not going to get paid and compensated. Then he can play with reckless abandon. Randy, we don't want to read your Dallas hate. Is Randy a Cowboy fan? Gregory, I don't get tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Gregory, you don't get tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Gregory, you don't get tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Gregory, you don't get tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Gregory, you don't get tired of saying the same. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I'm trying to pound it at your heads because the talking heads say the same damn thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you guys believe it? What you're redoing your floors at your house? What do I right now? Well, it depends. Okay, it depends on how much traffic you get. I mean, you don't want to put if you got people that are coming in outside carrying dirt, you don't want to have carpet and everything else is going to get jacked up. I personally love hardwood floors, but that's just me. But now you've got like the ceramic tiles that look like hardwood floors. If you've got a good base where you can put cement board down on it, that can look really, really nice. Or if you don't have great floors, you got floors that have movement in it. Some of the vinyl laminate floors are really, really nice that are completely waterproof and stuff. But email me and I can give you some recommendations. CowboysMark94@gmail and ask me that. Q, who let the dogs out? Q. What's going on? Dak Marino, Loyal Bird, Dak Marino. TK's Mark. Robbie, how are you doing? Randy, Rudy, Big Rye, how you doing? Listen, I got to issue an apology. Okay, now listen. I am a name butcher. I understand that. Listen. I'm dyslexic. I don't read well. So there's person sent me an email, and in the email he said, "Hey man, I know you're a name butcher." He said, "I love what you do on YouTube. I appreciate the fact that you love what I do." He said, "But I got to explain that you say my name wrong, and normally it wouldn't bother me, but it's the way you said it." He said, "Listen, my name is Ruben, and I'm big, so I'm Big Rube, but you take the end off, so I'm Big Rube." And between my dyslexia and my bad eyes, I saw it and I called him Big Rub. He's like, "Dude, I'm not Big Rub." Listen, I'm big, but I don't want people rubbing off. Listen, it's Big Rube. So shout out to you, Big Rube. Okay, I apologize for being a name butcher. That's what I do. But you know what? I tell you what, it was actually comical because yesterday I was having fun last night with this troll because I had him I twisted and turned him all over the place because he kept talking about Dak Prescott and his B-E gun arm. I didn't even get that he was talking about a BB gun. I was like, baby, BB? What is that? Arm. He said he has a weak arm, a BB gun arm. And I was like, really? I said, but he averaged 8.2 yards per pass, second in the NFL. So I said to him, I said, well, what are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson? Oh, man, that guy's great. Man, he's a gunslinger. If Dak Prescott had his arm in it, we had him, we won a Super Bowl. I said, well, he's 1-2 in the playoffs, just like Dak. And see, this is where they regurgitate all of the talking head stuff. Well, he don't have the weapon. He ain't got no weapons. He ain't got no weapons or anything. I said, wait a minute. DeAndre Hopkins, that dude that can literally jump out the building and one hand catch and stuff, that literally just eats D-backs for lunch, he ain't a weapon? Oh, well, yeah, but wait. We're not talking about him. We're talking about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he got that B-E gun arm. He can't throw the ball very deep. I said, you know that he actually threw the ball half yard more per pass, right? You got that, right? So I had him twisting and turning and everything, and you could see that he was getting. We're not talking about that guy. We're talking about Dak Prescott. He ain't no good. Cause see, you're talking about statistics. Statistics don't mean nothing. It's about wins and losses. I said, hey, man, I get that. I said, he's second in wins in the NFL over the last 4 years, right? He got 2 division titles in the last 4 years and doesn't have a losing season. He didn't go to the Super Bowl, though. He did not go to the Super Bowl. So I said, wait. I said, Aaron Rodgers didn't go to the Super Bowl this year, right? But he was in the playoffs, son. He was in the playoffs. I said, but last year he was 6-9-1, right? We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Dak Prescott. I said, wait. I said, you do know that before this year, the last 2 years, Aaron Rodgers had losing seasons, right? We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's not a winner like Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson. I said, wait. I said, you know, Dak Prescott beat Russell Wilson in the playoffs, right? We're not talking about Russell Wilson. We're talking about Dak. Dak is trash. He's garbage. And I was just like, I could see this guy was just losing his mind a little bit as I was coming back. See, and that's my guilty pleasure. That was my guilty pleasure. I'm sorry. I just kind of went on a little too much there, but that's what we do. Selective memory, like about Texas or Mario Byron. How am I doing? I'm just having a little fun because people are going through. Don't you get tired of the? Listen, you know what? I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. I would rather sit here, have a conversation with you guys, than sitting there and watching mindless TV. I just would. For me, this is fun. This is keeping what this is doing is keeping my mind fresh because I'm having to regurgitate these numbers and these statistics. So when you start to get old, you need things, stimulus to continue to try and keep functioning. Don't y'all get tired? Right, there you go. Don't y'all get tired of trolling? Oh my God. So here we go. Oh, okay. Wait. I love that. I like Dak, but he ain't mobile enough. He's flat footed. So some people say get Tom Brady. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. He's flat footed. Okay. He's got 21 rushing touchdowns, right? In 4 years. You know that, right? He's one of the best quarterbacks when you get him outside the pocket, even though the Dallas Cowboys decided that, you know what, we're just not going to do the things that Dak Prescott's really good at, right? You know that, right? Flat-footed. I mean, that's a new one. I got to be honest. That one takes the cake for the night. That makes no sense. Mark is a good dude. Everybody's not. No, everybody's not a troll. It's funny how everybody keeps saying, take a friendly deal if they were Dak. Oh, I guarantee. But see, that's the thing. It's easy to tell somebody else what to do. It's harder when you have to be the one to do it. And that's what I got to say about that. But I've taken up enough of the YouTube space here tonight. Um, I'm not a troll. Randy, what team are you support, Randy? Are you a Cowboy fan? Or are you a North Korea fan? I thought Dak was better best. No. Don't leave. No, man, listen, man. Like I said, I can't take up all the YouTube air. Okay, there's a lot of other great YouTubers and stuff that are gonna be out there. I think I don't know. E2 does it Wednesday night or Thursday night. E2 does, I can't remember. Dallas, Texas. Okay. I don't want to take up all YouTube time and stuff. And quite frankly, I need to go get some dinner. I'm kind of hungry. Okay. Um, Good night, the YouTube nation. This party is over. No, I mean, man, I popped in earlier. I was on for 3 hours while I was working, man. Come on, man. The first stage is always denial. Are we in grief? Have a good one. Loyal Bird, you too, man. Yeah, and see that, and that's the thing, man. Houston, Dallas, lifelong. Okay. That's the funny, that's the thing. I got to be honest. There's a lot of, I get grief. I actually had, this is so funny to me. I had a guy because I have the football racks. Okay, I got the football racks, different colors and things, and we got fans of other teams that say, "Hey, man, I'd like to get me an Eagle one." So okay, so I had a guy said, "You're just like ESPN. You're a sellout. That you're doing stuff for other teams. It's all about the money." It's like, dude, I got to be honest with you. I'll be lucky if I break even on between giving away shot glasses and doing the racks because the shipping on these things, the buying the boxes and the packing supplies and the tape and the labels, you ain't making no money on that stuff. But it's about really trying to spread out so people, that they can say, "Hey, man, I got something that Mark Holmes makes," or they can look and say, "You know what? Well, let's all have a drink together because our Cowboys suck." But just because you're a fan of another team doesn't mean I have to hate you. I mean, there's Eagle fans out there, believe it or not, that are cool people. Now, there's some ones that are some assholes that I would like to punch in the face. But you can't judge every Eagle fan and say they're all assholes. You have to judge each Eagle fan on their own merits. I will go to go to the mat for Philly 500. One of the nicest people that you will ever meet. But there's some other ones that I'd like to, kick in the nuts. But you have to look at each Eagle fan and judge them by their own merits and what's in their heart. And I say that not just about football fans, I say that about everybody. I say that about a black man, a white man, a Chinese man, a Hispanic man. We all have to stop looking at whether they're a Cowboy fan or if they're black or if they're white or if they're Hispanic. And what we got to do is just look at them and say they're a human being. Are they a good human being or a bad human being? That's all I'm saying. We got some great Cowboy fans and we got some asshole ones too. There's some great Eagle fans. There's some asshole ones too. There's not very many Redskin fans, but there's some great ones and some asshole ones too. There's one or two Giant fans, and I think one of them's good and I think one of them's bad. But we're all human beings. And that's what I try to preach and live every day. Okay? So Randy, you might be a troll. You're probably okay people, okay? And if I said anything about anybody in here, it's not personal. It's only business. We're trying to run a business here. You do it on purpose. And I think I get a lot of that. I think I get a lot of that because people know that I'll go through and I'll get upset. Yeah, I think, and that's okay. Everybody just wants a little attention. If they have to be a jackass to do it, I understand. I understand. So, with that being said, I'll be out here later on to do, fireside chat and all that. But I just want to hang with my people before Mama got home. She was working late, and now she coming home. So I'm gonna go spend some time with my baby. Okay, I'll see you guys later.